directly in my mouth.
Hello, beautiful people, and good morning, and welcome to College Game Day, live the from Columbus, Ohio.
Stone counting us down to kick off. Jess Sims caught up with Kurt Signetti.
Here with Indiana's head coach, Kurt Signetti. Coach, thanks so much for doing this, first of all. Many are calling this the biggest game in Indiana football history. How do you keep your guys composed and focused in an environment like this?
This is just a football game. 60 minutes between the white lines. We got a veteran group, right? We earned the right to be here. There's no magic wand. We got the largest scoring margin, victory margin in college football, right? There's a narrative out there that's created another chip for us. People can stick that narrative up there, you know what.
I absolutely love that for you. Now, Ohio State has a ton of offensive weapons. How do you slow the Buckeyes down today?
Line of scrimmage, stop the run game, effective quarterback, tight coverage, bring some turnovers.
Now, for all of those people out there that are saying this is just the Signetti Cinderella story, that's all this is, what do you have to say to them?
Google me. I win.
Best of luck, Coach. Thank you. Reese?
Jess, I'm very worried about Kurt. I'm afraid he's way too uptight for this. He's not confident enough. Syracuse has UConn today. DoorDash counting us down to kickoff. You know what they're going to do? Ring of Honor in the Dome. Dick McPherson, the College Football Hall of Famers, going into that ring. The ceremony at halftime, emceed by our friend Sean McDonough, very close friend of Coach Max. It'll be a great moment at Syracuse today. SMU on the road and on Stanford. Steve Ford, he's taking the 10 and a hook. Brett Lashley, put on again. Look out! Could just find the ACC championship game with a victory in Charlottesville today. And at noon on ABC and ESPN Plus, DJ Lagway, what a glory, playing with that hamstring injury and has led the Gators to victory most recently against LSU. Kickoff in about an hour 46 with change. AT&T is keeping us connected with the head coach of the Gators, Billy Napier, down on Florida Field right now. Billy, when this season started off and you guys struggled, so many teams will splinter. What was the most important factor for you to hold this team together and see them playing with the passion and energy we've seen the last few weeks?
Well, we've got really good leadership at the player level. I think we worked hard all the way going back to January. Really sincere, authentic, quality relationships. We got great leadership. We got a good core group of veteran players. And again, that's what I respect the most. They didn't splinter. They didn't point fingers. We went into that open date, and it was all about solutions and how we could fix the problems.
Well, you know, Billy, you have done a great job, and I think sometimes people don't realize when things aren't going well, that's when you do your best coaching job. But DJ Lagway, how has he impacted your team? What kind of leader is he, and what do you see in his future?
Well, we committed to playing him early in the year just because of the ability, the explosive plays, but more importantly, the maturity and awareness. I mean, this guy has an effect as a competitor on the team. Graham Mertz was a fantastic quarterback and player and a veteran player, and he had his leadership role. But I think for the young players on the team, Lagway's presence, and he's as unique of a player as I've been around. He raises his level as a competitor. That's what I'm really impressed with is on game day, man, he is consumed with doing his job as a competitor, and certainly got a bright future in front of him.
Hey, Coach, Reese just hit you on it, but congratulations on getting this team to keep fighting after 2 straight losses. You're sitting there at 4-5, and in this world of NIL and portal, it's easy to see these teams win. Your team just gets hungrier and hungrier. So congrats on keeping that spirit and fight alive. You'll need that, obviously, today against Lane and Ole Miss. Anything stand out in your mind against defending these guys, that up-tempo attack, and Jackson Dart and all those playmakers?
You got to survive the script. It's important that you're ready to start fast. You got to get the call in, get our cleats in the ground. We got to get communicated, aligned, play with the right leverage, have good eye discipline. You get through the script and settle in and adjust to the tempo. I think it's important. You got to start fast early. Obviously, turnovers will be critical, and then get explosive plays, can we minimize their explosives and find some ways to create them on offense?
Coach, you're the first person that we've had on this program that has done this conversation with a ball in your hands. Classic football guy. I respect the hell out of that. Are you going to throw that thing around? And if you are, if you were to throw that off the crossbar, let's say from the 25-yard line, I'll donate $1 million to hurricane relief.
Let's see what you got, Billy. Come on, take the jacket off, Coach. Take the jacket off.
I'm going inside to change.
Have your social team record it. Has to be first try. You spin that thing, hit the crossbar. I'll donate $1 million.
From how far out?
25-yard line. Has to be a 35-yard throw.
That's a 35-yarder. Do it right now, man. Come on, Billy. Do it now.
It's about 60 degrees.
Pressure.
Do it.
It's about,
Pressure.
it's
Get
about
down there.
60 degrees.
Get down there.
Let's go.
Here we go, Billy.
Let's go.
It's about
Let's go.
60
Hey,
degrees.
hey, take that car out. Take that damn. Let's go, Billy. Let's go.
Billy,
Hey, because you're in the
Good man to the pressure.
Better watch out, Pat. Hey, because you're in a suit, go up to the 20. Go to the 20. Go to the 20. Go to the 20. Because you're in the suit. Go to the 20.
How much is this for? How much, Pat?
You ready to go?
Yeah, let's go.
I'm ripping it.
Great way to.
All right, here we go.
$1 million he hits the crossbar right now.
Oh! Good shot. Good
It's in the
try.
program.
Hey, coach. No, that's enough. Okay, that's enough.
They tried to get a second try. Hey, Billy, congratulations on the way you guys keep fighting, and best of luck against Ole Miss today.
Get one more shot. I'm going to text him.
Duncan weekend menu, a lot of games in the SEC tonight. Prime time, Alabama and Oklahoma. Oklahoma gets a lot of pressure on the opposing quarterbacks, and Alabama sometimes gives up a little bit of pressure. Got Vanderbilt and LSU who've been sliding here.
Dude, that
Could be
was
upsets, love it.
as much fun as the kick.
Maybe that's the next thing.
That was $1 million.
Hey, I think you see why though
was
his
pretty
team.
fun, bro.
You see why his team didn't quit on him.
Yeah.
Right, like right there. Think about how serious some people take both that situation and themselves. So for him to be like, all right, yeah, I will go spin it. I love Coach Napier. I'm wishing him all the success down there. The SEC is wild though.
Well, you know, you think about that. They've lost 5 games, all 5 of Florida's losses, to the top 15 in the college football playoff rankings right now. It just shows you some of these teams might end up getting clipped here.
They could. I was going to ask him, what would you have done if he asked you that and you were on the field?
Well, you know, coaching the DBs, this is the best interception arm in college.
You're right, Reese. These games,
Once again, we are live
they're
from
not
the
marquee
Columbus,
matchups, but they are
Ohio.
those minefields where you just got to be careful. You can really go down the line. And we've seen Alabama look as good as anybody in the country. We've seen Alabama when they've been vulnerable. They're going to Norman, Texas A&M. They got a huge game next week in Texas. Here they got a difficult game on the road. Auburn's trying to just find anything to turn their season around. With Alabama next week, they got A&M tonight. So these are tricky games in my mind.
Well, I would be alerting Texas A&M because, in my opinion, in 17 years, going to Auburn, playing in Jordan-Hare, that place is haunted. I guarantee you.
And why do you say
The
that?
way
Why
we
do you
lost
say that?
games and the way we won games there, it's unbelievable. Kick 6, and then the Gravedigger last year. I mean, I'm telling you, the place is haunted.
Last night he was explaining at dinner and also before we got started, he said, we had 5 trips to the red zone, up 7. We scored 0 points.
0.
We had a missed kick, a block kick, we had an interception. All of a sudden, magic starts happening down there.
Yeah.
You think maybe Auburn goes on a run and they're part of this particular conversation, but look at Texas A&M. With how that season started with Elko, with Notre Dame coming in and winning, if they can get to Texas, they're in everything, and they're only 2.5-point favorites.
Auburn's like top 30 in the S&P Plus and
That's
FBS.
amazing.
One of the teams I'm concerned with, we just talked about Ole Miss in Florida, right? Don't forget, Ole Miss coming off a big win against Georgia. Then they had the bye week. Coach, if you came off of a big win and then you had a bye week, which is an extra week for everybody to pat you on the back, tell you how great you are, how do you handle that situation going to a game like Lane Kiffin is faced with now playing against Georgia?
Well, you know, I got a few texts this week about that. So, you know, I always
bet you
try to
did.
tell the team, same thing I've said before on here. You know, if you think anything that you've done in the past is going to affect what happens in the future, you're infected with success. You can't do that. I mean, it's momentary. You got to move on. They got to focus on this game. And I tell you what, with DJ Lagway playing, even when they played Georgia, it was 2020 when he got hurt.
Yeah.
So this guy's a real deal. So this is going to be a challenging game.
I want to see what Ole Miss looks like coming out today. You know, for a while, LSU's been in this mix. They've all of a sudden hit hard times, and everybody's favorite superdog, Vandy's going down there. Qualified again. Let's see if anybody took them. What do you got?
So 40